Hello and welcome you all. Welcome you for the first tutorial. Okay, this is a continuation of the series of Fusion technical training. And as part of this particular training, we will be learning all the tools, technologies, techniques which has been offered by a Oracle Fusion technical stack. This particular training, as we have already discussed, is a training for everyone. This does not have any prerequisites, and any of the things that are supposed to be required as a part of this particular training as a prerequisites, we will be covering those concepts as well. This training is for every individual who are a working professional or job aspirants. They are from the IT background, non-IT background, or they are from the professional background, or just the graduate pass out. Okay, the objective of this particular training is that once you complete this particular training, follow our instructions, follow and complete all the assignments. Okay, then after this particular training you should be able to have that particular sort of competency, skills and experience to call yourself as a Fusion technical consultant, holding around 2 to 3 years of basic experience into different domains and different technologies. Okay, so over to that, we have already discussed that, okay, Fusion technical consultant has two primary work that they are supposed to do. One is that they are supposed to create the data extractions, and one is that they are supposed to support on to performing bulk data operations, that bulk data creation, insertion, updation, deletion. Okay, so for both of these two different categories of work, we have different tools available. Okay, and as part of those tool learning, we will be learning about first technology, that is the BIP as a technology, that is going to help us to create the that BIP as a technology is going to help us to create the data extraction and creating of the reports. How to access this particular tool that we are focusing about? Come to the logging into the application, clicking on the navigator, come to the tool section, and there is something called reports and analytics. Once we click into the reports and analytics, under that there is a browse button. Once we click on a browse catalog, we will be landing to the application server. This particular server is nothing, but this will give us the capability to create our reports from the scratch. Okay, guys, in this particular server, we have the reports that we can create from the scratch. Okay, but before we begin, before we create, let's understand certain key navigational aspects of this particular tool. Once we landed to this particular tool, we will be landing into the home screen. This is home screen that lists down all the recent activities or the business object that we have worked upon here, and it has certain jobs that we can submit from here, and the history of the jobs which has been recently submitted has been listed here. Okay, in addition to that, guys, this particular server is something related to, as you have in your Windows, you have a your folder structures, right? Like this folder structure, folders, and inside the folder you have a different folder. Under these different folders we have a different folders and subfolders. Okay, similar to that here as well, but we could see if we go to the catalog. Catalog is nothing that it in the left hand side, it will majorly classified and give you two different file locations, two different folders. Okay, one folder is my folder. By looking into the name itself, my folder is something which is specifically designed and being provided to you. This folder is for my is the person who has logged in, and other is the share folder. So anything that you want to keep personal to you, you can define and keep it into the my folder, and the other things which you want to make the publicly accessible across the team and by different user, we can use the share folder. Okay, guys, under the my folder, the first thing that we are going to learn, we will be learning about, we have discussed about home section, we discuss about catalog section. In addition to that, there is something that, okay, if there are certain reports, in case I said that, okay, this is the report that you are supposed to access. So to access this report, suppose the path is that you have to come logging, come to my folder, then you are supposed to go to the Piyush as a folder, then you are supposed to go this folder, then you are supposed to this folder, and inside that there may be the full report available inside this, and that's how you are supposed to suppose access this report. Okay, but instead of that, if you do not want to remember this path, or you do not want to follow this hierarchy again and again, and this report is very much required, and this report is you are using and accessing this report again and again, what you can do, you can select this report, and here in the left hand side bottom you can see that we can add this report to favorites. The moment we add this report to the favorites, you see that report is been marked with this star icon. And the moment we add this as a star icon, we can go to the favorites and this report will be listed as a favorites. See, this report is available. So we does not need to remember the path and we should not need to go to that particular location, directly come to the favorites and access this particular report. Okay. Like suppose this is one of the report that I made favorite. I don't know where this report exists, but if I made the favorites, I can directly come and click on this report and it is supposed to be accessible to me. Yes, since this is a development instance, we have added, but someone might have changed the URL or someone might have played around with this. Or it may be a server issue. Like sometime once we click, it may take some time to reflect those changes. Meanwhile, this report is opening. I want you to be getting familiar with that. Okay, the same application that you can access. Okay, we will be providing you the system access. This is our system access. Okay, with this system access, in case you want to access the backend server or OTDA server, take this URL and add one keyword. That is keyword is analytics. That keyword is analytics. If you append this particular keyword and hit enter, you will be landing to the same software, that is the OTBI analysis software. See guys, through URL also we have accessed. Okay. One more tool that I'm just explaining out of a context, but this is very important. Just make a note of that. Similarly, as we are accessing this particular server by appending a keyword called analytics, if to the report, this is our instance. In this particular instance, if we append a keyword called CS, what is the keyword? Keyword is CS. CS stands for content server. Content server is something like as you have your own directory in your application. In your laptop, you have your own directory. In that directory, you have different folders, drives that you have created, and you have place your contents there. Okay. In addition to that, guys, now in the era of internet, what has happened? There is a OneDrive. There is a one sort of you can say cloud directory has been also provided to you guys, right? If you see that, okay, if we have an iPhone that is 128 GB, 128 GB of space is available within that particular iPhone. But on top of that, we have a iPhone cloud space as well. That is additional 5 GB has been provided as a iPhone cloud space that we can use as per our needs and requirement, right? Similarly, what Oracle says that, okay, for any purpose, if you want to see the doubt or you want to place the file in somewhere, I am giving you this cloud-based server where you can place your files. If you click on this search, you can, in this particular content server, what you can do, you can come and search for different files. Okay. You can create the file, but you cannot create the file from this server. If you come to this particular server, you cannot directly create the file. Okay, you can just search the file which are available. If you want, you can just go to the more details section and see what this file, who has created, what is the title of the file, who's the author of the file. Okay, and what is the different parameters of the file, what is the name of the file. And in case you want, you can even click on this particular native file to download the file. Additionally, one more option is available that if you have just looked into this file and you are not satisfied, or you downloaded the file, but now you want to delete it, you can delete as well. Okay, guys, clear? In addition to that, what has happened? In addition to that, what has happened? This particular utility is very important while we are learning different technologies. Whenever we are extracting the data, that data extraction we are planning to be placed into this server and giving the access of this particular server or this particular file system to our third party application, maybe the Citibank or to the American Express Bank. then they can directly make a connection to this particular server, to this particular folder location, and read this particular file for seamless integration. Okay. But here there is a limitation that we could not directly upload the file. We did not have an option that we can upload the file or create the file into this server. For that as well, guys, we have one another utility which has been available under the tools. If we go to the tools section, if we go to the tools sections, if we go to the tool, we have seen certain tools and technologies that are available. So far, we have discussed only about the set preferences during the course of our demo session. We discuss about report and analytics. Report and analytics is nothing, but it is the backend server, or you can say OTBI server. To access the OTBI server, we should need to click onto the report and analytics, and from there is a browse catalog button. Once we click onto the browse catalog, we can access that particular server. In addition to that, guys, what we have discussed that, okay, we have something called content server that we can access directly by clicking onto that particular link appending by CS. But in that content server, we can search the file and delete the file and find the details about the file. We did not have the provision to upload the file. In case you want to upload any file into the server, what you will do, there is a utility called file import and load. Okay. If you click on this particular utility, if we click on this particular utility, it will give you the provision to add a file. Once you click on add the file, in add the file, you will browse for your particular file. Guys, this is very simple, something similar to as we were, you can say, as we were doing something, to attach a attachment into our Gmail or something similar to that. Browse the file that you want to attach, and in the folder in the client server as well, there must be multiple folders created. Where do you want to place the file? As a generic best practices, every time we are uploading the file, we used to follow the practice that, okay, we will be uploading the data into HCM data loader import. The file should be placed into this particular folder hierarchy. Select that folder, save the file, and file will be placed and made available into that server. And once we are uploaded the file, this is the name and the title of the file. But in addition to that, there is some unique identifier, that is the content ID has been created. Take this content ID, go to your USM server and search for this content ID, and you could see that file has been made available and uploaded into the server. Clear? This file having the title like this is available. If you go to the action tab, you can see the more details. Who has uploaded? The author of this file is session.lab, and these are the things, and this is the actual file. If you click on this file will be downloaded. In case you want to delete the file, click on to this delete. The file has been deleted. You come again here and search for the same file based on that particular content ID. You should not be able to locate and find that particular file because that has been deleted from the server. Okay, so these are the few tools and utility that are very important. Okay, we will be keep learning about these tools over a period of time. But so far what we have learned about certain utilities. Those utilities are set preferences that will give us the provision to set the language of our application, that once we log in, how the application should need to appear, whether it is to appear into Japanese or Arabic or English or any other different language like German. In addition to that, we have discussed something about report and analytics. That is a primary tool. Through that particular tool, we will be writing our data extraction queries and building the reports. Okay. We have also discussed one tool that to access that tool, there is no link provided under the tools, but we understood to access that tool, take the URL of the instance and append a word called CS. Okay. And to upload the file into CS, we have understood this particular tool and utility, that is file import and load. Once you go there, click on a plus icon, browse your file and give the folder hierarchy. Where do you want to upload the file? By best practices, we follow and recommend to upload the file into HCM underscore data loader underscore import. Okay. Clear, guys? In addition to that, there is one more utility that we have briefly discussed during the course of our demo session, that is schedule processes. As Oracle has created multiple business processes, Okay, suppose you want to send the file or trigger the email or something. What has happened? Maybe Oracle has given some process. If you want to terminate a person, Oracle might have given you the process that, okay, run that process, pass the person number, and Oracle will take care everything, that it will terminate the record, it will send the notification to third party application, it will terminate the email ID, it will terminate or send a notification to the account department to make the full and final. It will even send the notification to the IT department to create a request to collect the company assets. All these things can be scheduled because there is one program that is being predefined, or that could be a custom program. In case program has been defined by you, or Oracle has predefined and provided that program, which is the screen where we are supposed to go and see and run the program. We are supposed to go to this utility, that is the schedule process utility. Under this schedule process utility, we could see whatever the program which has been already succeeded, what are the programs which are waiting, which are in a schedule to be executed, or we have a schedule new process. We can select this particular process, search for the program, and if the program is supposed to request some parameters, it will prompt you to pass the value for those parameters. Okay, we can pass the parameters and submit. Once we submit, the program will be triggered automatically. In case any of the program that has successful or not successful, it has warning, it has error. Once you select that particular row, you could see there has been certain log messages available. You can click on this hyperlink and the log file will be downloaded. Once you download the log file, open it, you will be able to read through the log file and try to figure it out what could be the possible reason of failures, and rectify those failures, and again run those programs to make sure that program runs successfully. Or sometime, if the program is a seeded program, or that seeded program which has been offered by Oracle, it is not working as expected, and it is producing the log files which are going to error out, marking some issues. You can download this log file, create a service request with Oracle, explain the business case, and they will definitely ask you to provide the log files. That's how you will come here, download the log file, and share this log file with the Oracle tool for further debugging. Okay, guys. These are the few 4 5 utilities that are very important that we would like to discuss, and I have explained. Now coming back to the Fusion OTBI. Okay, coming back to this OTBI screens. This we have access, we discuss about favorites, and then we have a create. Create is something that we are going to create different business object. As part of this particular training, we will be focusing on to BIP analysis. So to create the BIP analysis, we have to focus on to creating the analysis. We are supposed to focus on to creating the filters and dashboard. These activities which are common and very useful and come under the scope of work for the OTBI analysis, we will be doing that. Similarly, for creating a BIP report, we are learning about data model, data set, parameters, lookup, value sets, okay, and bursting. We will be learning into job reports, we will be learning about reports, and we will be learning about different templates. So to create those things, we will be referring these sort of things. Okay, clear? So guys, first we will be starting with BIP report. So BIP report has certain components. Okay, what are the major components of the BIP reports? We will be starting with the BIP reports. Okay, in BIP report, we have certain components. Data model is one component. Okay, then templates is the component, and then we have a report are the components. Okay, guys. So try to consider and understand the terminology and how they are related. What has happened? This is an independent object. Okay, data model is an independent object. Okay, that means we can create the data model and save it separately. Okay, this is also to be created independently. We can create it independently outside the server. What happened? Data model has to be defined within the server. The tool that we are saying, we are going to define the data model inside the server. but the template can be designed in externally using our notepad, using our Word, Microsoft Word. We will be defining our template. And guys, what is report? Report is a, you can say, report is the binding force. You can say report is nothing, but it is the binding force that will connect data model and template. So while you are creating a report, to create a report, what you are supposed to do, to create a report, you must need to have a data model and you must need to have a template, and then only you will be creating a report. And while you are creating the report, you have to start selecting your data model and template and save it. In report level, you are just selecting a data model and template. Whatever the data model that you have created and the template you have created, report is the place that you will combine both these things. Okay. Clear? Talking about the components of the data model, if we talk about the components of the data model, okay, components of the data model, it contains data sets. Okay, we will be learning different type of data set like SQL, XML, CSV, and Excel. These sort of data sets we will be learning. In addition to that, we have certain components called parameters. Okay, under parameters, we will be learning making a parameter is mandatory. We will be learning to default the value for the parameters. We will be learning different type of parameters also we will be learning, and we will be using a practical properties uses. There has been certain properties that has a different sort of practical uses that we will be covering as part of this. Okay. In addition to that, as part of components, what we have, as part of components, we have something related to data sets. We have something related to parameters. We will be learning something related to there is one concept or one component called LOVs. That LOVs are of two types, fixed and dynamic. We will be learning both of them. Okay. And then we have something called, uh, a concept of bursting. We will be learning that particular thing. We will be learning a bursting of an email type. We will be learning an FTP type and UCM type. These three bursting are practically majorly used. We will be learning all these things. Learning about the template, what we will be learning about the template, creating a template using wizard. We will be creating a template using a wizard. There could be a possibility that we can create a template using a wizard. Okay. There is a possibility that we can create a template is auto template. Okay. Auto created. Oracle will create a template for us. We will not do anything. Just click on one button and template will be created. We will be creating a template into manual way. Okay. Manually, we are going to create the template, and under manually, we will be creating different permutation and combination and different sort of, you can say, presentation of the data. We will be learning creating different type of presentation of the data while creating the manual, like letter template. Okay, we will be seeing the table template. Okay, and we will be seeing a form template sort of structure. So we will be learning all these sort of template. Okay, and guys, the template that we will be learning and focusing majorly, that are three different type of templates. Okay, that is RTF template, e-text template, and Excel template. Okay, so Oracle has provided, see, the question arises that, okay, if we are supposed to create the template, why Oracle has given different approach, that okay, to create the template, Oracle themselves are giving to create the template. It is going with the wizard to create the template. In addition to that, it offers you to create the template manually. And on top of that, the template should be also of different type. What is the purpose? Because in the practical uses, there could be each of these options must be having some advantages, some disadvantages, or you can say merits or demerits. Okay. And you should be familiar of all the business scenarios, all the possibilities, all the capabilities of the system. So once you face the customer, understand and take their requirements based on your knowledge, having the knowledge of all the scenarios, you can evaluate yourself and choose which of the best technology, which template, which style of template is best suits to your business requirement, and accordingly you will provide those details and provide the solutioning based on that. Okay. So guys, now if we come back to the application, here what has happened, you can create the business objects from here. Why I'm saying that, okay, report is an independent object and data is independent object, because we have the option that we can create a report and we can create a data model. Okay. In addition to that, talking about these particular some of the buttons, okay, what these buttons are, that if you have selected something, you can delete something from here, or you can create copy, and if you move outside this folder and come again to this folder, you can even paste the item. In case you want to paste it, you want to delete this, select this, you can click here and you can delete. Or in case you want to delete, you can delete from here. You want to create a copy from here, you can copy. You want to rename the things, okay, there is a possibility you can edit the item. You can edit the item from here, you can open the item from here. And even if you want to edit the thing, select the thing and click on this pencil icon, you can add it. If you select the thing, there is a pencil available here. If you click on this, then also it will give you the provision to add it. Okay. So guys, for same thing, multiple options are available at multiple places. I have explained all those options to you guys. Okay. In addition to that, whatever the features to open the thing, to edit the thing, to see the history, to delete the things, to see the properties, and to add the item into favorites, the same, or to rename the item, all these things, if you go and click on to this more, a detailed list will open, and that also give you the same privileges to delete, to copy, to paste, to rename. Okay. To see the permissions of this item and to see the properties of this item. Clear? To add the item into favorites, you can click to the more and add the item into favorite. The moment you add the item into favorite, this has been added into favorites. In case you want to remove, you can select this and remove from favorites. In case you want to add, select the file, and from here also there is a link called add to favorites. You can add to the favorites. In case again you want to remove, you can remove from here as well. In case you have selected this file and you want to rename the component, okay, there is something called rename. You can select here and put the name like rxxx like this and click OK. The file will be renamed. Okay. In case you want to add one folder, this is one folder. Inside that you want to add the folder, you can come here and there is something called folder. You can create the folder, give the name xxx, click OK. Okay. Inside that folder, you want to move some components. Select this particular component. Holding a control key, select these two components, copy them, and then go inside this particular folder and then here paste that. Okay. That's how you have copy and move these components here. If you want to move back to one level up, this is the place that it is showing the one level up. You can directly click here and go up, right? But in case you want to use, there is a possibility if you're standing into XXX folder, if you click on one level up, it will take you one level up. If you again click it, it will take one level up, which is the BIP report. See, it will take you the BIP report. Okay. Clear? In case you want to delete any item, select this, delete this. In case you want to hide any item, okay, you want to hide this item, come here and go to the properties. Under the properties, there is a property called hidden. Just hide this and click OK. And you see that, okay, this item is now being hidden. Okay. This item is now hidden. You could see the difference that it is being light, but still it is being displayed because there is checkbox show hidden items. You are saying show me the hidden items. If you uncheck this, this will not be displayed. If we click on this, you will be able to see that. In case you want to delete this item, you can delete the hidden items as well. Delete it. You want to move level 1 up, you can go up, and you want to delete this folder, select the folder and click on delete. You can delete the folder as well. In case you want to delete this file as well, select this and you can delete from here as well. Delete. Okay, guys, I understood that whatever the basics that are required for this particular tool to navigate and understanding, everything has been covered. I request you, you should follow the assignments, whatever the things that we have discussed, you should need to follow that. You should need to access what you are supposed to access. you are supposed to access the application, and under the application, so far we have seen that we should need to go to the navigator, go to the my client group, and under that there is something called person management. Under person management, we are supposed to locate for certain person. So this is one assignment that you're supposed to do, and getting yourself familiar with the Fusion application navigations. What this assignment is all about: come here, access this application, come to my client group, go to person management, search for certain person. The person may be 1986. Search for some particular person like 1986. Okay, search this person. Once you get this person, particular person, access the person by clicking onto this link, or directly by going to the actions and going to the person screens. Under person in employment, there is a person screen. And guys, you can search for any particular number. Search for 1986, 1984, 1985. Each one of you should practice looking out for the person. Under the person, check these different tabs, that okay, at the person level we can have the contact details or the disability. If the person is blind or something, that will be this added here. In case you want to add the disability details, click on this create item and add a disability. All the attributes which are marked as a star, these are mandatory. You will select the country, you will select the category, and FT is okay. All these things, and the date also you have selected something and click OK. That's how the disability has been added. Then we will save it, and after saving it, see this OK is just displaying here. Save is just saving here so that you can move to different screens. Okay, but to finally commit this, what you are supposed to do now, after adding the disability, you want to add the date of birth or national ID. So you can come here and you can come here to click and edit this, and add the blood group as well. Suppose this is your blood group, and the language is, suppose you know British English, and then you are supposed to click OK. And guys, this is just edited here only. We have not saved. We should need to save. So save is something at different sections. If you are making the changes, keep saving, and in the last you are supposed to submit the transaction. So I want you that you should search for a person, go to the person management screen and search and edit this particular data, like change the attributes, change the contact details, and change the disability details, and edit the phone number or the email address or the details of the date of birth or marital status. Once that is done, you should need to explore this taskbar. Under this taskbar, this is the person screen. Once you click on the person, it will list down all those details that are being there. Okay. In addition to that, what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to come to the Fusion backend server, and under the backend server, whatever we have learned something that is, we have a home page. Inside the home page, you could see the items that has been recently accessed. Then we have something called catalogs. Catalog is something that we have two folders. One is my folder, that is a private folder, and there is a public folder, that is a shared folder. And inside that, you should need to search for Piyush as a folder. Under that, BIP as a report. Under that, go to any of the folders, like let's suppose we have gone to this particular folder, password protection. I want you to create a copy of this particular item. Okay. Okay, first thing that inside this, okay, let me create one folder. This folder we are creating, I'm giving the name as a batch 815 is the batch I'm giving. Okay, inside 815, I want each one of you to log in into the application, come to this particular folder under the my folder, and you should be able to, if you don't find this, anyone could be able to create this folder, and inside that you should be able to create your own folder. Each individual will create your own folder. Like me, I'm creating my folder called trainer. Okay, inside the trainer folder, you are supposed to take any component from Piyush. Okay, like suppose we created this particular component. copy this component and place this component into that particular trainer folder. Okay, once you have added that, you need to explore how to rename this. Suppose we have rename it like this and save it. Okay, then inside this itself, if you want to create a copy and paste, the copy will be pasted. The file which has been there, you want to delete, you can be deleting the files as well. Okay, in addition to that, you see that okay, this data has been displayed, this business component has been displayed, but here there is a system that you want to show it descriptive, you want to show it as a detail, or you want to show it as a list view. So as per your requirement, you can see and explore how you can display the items. Okay, guys, let's take a pause for 5 minutes. I want you to concentrate and recollect whatever the things that we have discussed, and then we will proceed further with the further steps and the further learning of the BIP as a technology.
Piyush, good morning. I have one question.
Fine, guys. So far I have just pinged you one assignment. Okay, whatever the things that we have discussed to navigate to the server. Okay, application, go to the person management, search for a person, edit a person, come back again, edit again, search, see that how the screen is being getting behaving and how's your familiarity with the screens. Okay. In addition to that, we have discussed that okay, there is a set preferences. Using the set preferences, I want you that you should change the date type. Okay, date should be displayed into different format, and then again come to the person management screen and search for the particular person number, and here you will see the effective date should be as per your date preferences. I want you that you should go to the set preferences into the language, change the language, the current session language you will change from English to German or something. Okay, and you could see that all your application text will be changed to German. Okay, once that is done, either you will just log out and log in again, the by default language English will come, or otherwise if not, you will just again go to the set preferences, and under the set preferences you will reset the value from German or French to English as a language, American English as a language. Okay. In addition to that, guys, we are supposed to focus on to the SQL. So as we said that, okay, there is no prerequisites for this particular thing, and we will be taking care everything about this. So taking about the BIP, I request, I have already shared these contents and requested the admin to share all these contents with you. Okay. I want you that you should be focusing and reviewing this particular one PPT, that is the BIP Day 1 training PPT. Okay. Before we will be starting into the actual practicality, I want you that you should just spend some 15-20 minutes of time. Okay. Like guys, starting from this, we know that, okay, we have to learn about SQL. So talk about the SQL. SQL has certain sort of programming language to fetch the data. Okay, SQL has different languages incorporated in that. Okay, some languages are data definition language, data query language, manipulation language, control language, and transaction control language. Okay, but as a part of Fusion technical, okay, the offerings or the language that are required and are the technology which are allowed from the Fusion perspective, that is out of these languages only data query language. Okay, so each of these languages has a different commands, and the data query language is only having one command, that is the select statement. So we should need to be focused and learning about the select statement. And select statement is also very easy. All the permutation and combination of a select statement that I have kept ready for you, we need to focus and learn about these things. Okay, the syntax for the select statement is like, okay, there is a table. That table is an implied table. You want to fetch the data from the implied table. So what you will write, you will say select from table. Okay, suppose there is a table that is having 10 rows and 5 columns. You want to fetch all 10 rows and 5 columns. How you will fetch and write the query? The query for that, in case you want to fetch all rows and all columns. Okay, in case you want to fetch what? In case you want to fetch, in case we want to fetch all rows and all columns. In that case, how we are going to write the query? This is the format that we will write the query. Select star from table. This is the table. From this table, we are fetching all rows and all columns. So star represents all rows and all columns. Okay. In case we have 10 rows, we want to fetch all 10 rows, but out of 5 columns, we want to fetch only 3 columns. How we will specify? We said that, okay, select specific columns. How to specify the column? You will pass the column name in a comma separated pattern from implied table. Okay, so guys, this is specify specific column and all rows. In case you want to specify all rows, okay, and all columns, using a where clause, that out of 10, okay, out of 10 rows, we want to fetch only specific row. Out of 10 row, I want only the row where the implied number is 101. So from that particular row, I want to fetch all the columns. That is the reason we have specified the columns all. We have not specified the column names. We are saying get me all the columns. But if you have 10 rows, don't get me all 10 rows, but get me only single row where this condition match, where the imply ID equals to 101. Clear? So that is what we used to make use of the where conditions. Okay. In case you want that, okay, get me only one row, the row where this condition match, where the imply ID should be equals to 101. But from that row as well, if there has been 10 columns, do not get me 10 columns, get me only 2 columns only. Okay, get me only 2 columns. That's how you will specify these column details. Okay, in addition to that, something sort records. In case the data is being getting extracted, there has been 20 records are coming, and you want to sort the records based on their person number. You want to sort the records based on their name. You want to sort the record based on their you can say date of birth. So you can specify the column name, that you want to specify order by this particular column. Okay, and in case you want to group the data, you want to group the data in such a way that, suppose there has been 10 records coming. Out of those 10 records, 3 imply belongs to Delhi, 2 imply belongs to Jaipur, and rest of the 5 employees belongs to Pune. Okay, and you want to club and you want to restrict or group the employees into 3 different groups. A group of employees who belongs to and operate from Pune, a group of employees those who are working from Delhi, and the group of employees who operate from Jaipur. Okay, so you can use the group statements for that. Clear, guys?
Yes, please.
We will be
Hello.
seeing the practical uses while creating our BAP report. We will be writing our SQL queries, but I just want you to spend some time into this PPT and try to execute this. And there is one very good website, W3 Schools SQL. W3 School SQL. I want that, okay, you should go into that particular website, W3 Schools SQL, and there you will be able to see all these things, and you will be able to practice as well there. Okay. The website that I am requesting you, just Google W3 schools. SQL. Okay, it will give you all these provisions. Okay, there may be some extension that it will tell you the see, if you go to that particular website, you will be having more details. Why those more details will be there? Because SQL as a technology is not just made up of the select query, it has all these things, but all these things are not permissible with context to Fusion. We should need to focus only the SQL select statement. So if you go to that website, try to see and read through those pages that are related to the SQL query only. Okay. So guys, how we are going to write our queries in practical way? We will be writing a query, fetching the data not only from the one table, from multiple tables. Suppose there is a table called orders table and the customer table, and we need to fetch that which customer has placed which order. Okay. So what we will do, we are saying that get me the data from the orders table and the customer table, and these two tables are interrelated. These has a relationship. These are connected. How they are connected? Because both of these tables has a common column attribute, that is the customer ID. Okay, and out of these two columns tables, you want to fetch certain columns. Tell me which columns that you are interested in. You want to fetch the column order ID, you want to fetch the column customer name, and you want to column order date. All these things are coming, and you could see apart from this particular column name, there is something called O dot or C dot. What is it? O dot or C dot? You are saying that from these two tables, get me the order ID from this table, order value from this table. Okay. Guys, anyone who did not have any understanding about SQL? Okay, fine guys. So it is good that it will be helpful for you guys that if you are already having some little understanding or competency of SQL, because as part of user technical training, BIP is the only technology that requires to write the code. Rest of the technologies are drag and drop or property enabled sort of things. Okay, moving ahead, we have understood what are the SQL joins. Moving ahead, there has been certain operators that we can make use. Okay. While these operators has been used, that in your SQL query, you need to do some calculation or decisioning whether the age of employee is greater than 50 or not. So these operators, these are the mathematical operators that you are must familiar with: greater than, less than, equal to, mod. Okay. And similar to that, there has been certain functions also offered. Okay. They may be useful or they might not be useful in context of writing your SQL queries for your BIP report, but since they could be useful at certain point of time, and I want to give you a all the documentation ready for you so that you should not need to struggle and move out for these informations here and there over Googling out. That is the reason we have kept this particular slide as well. Okay. And guys, we should be majorly focusing on writing the SQL queries, and to do the SQL queries, try to understand for any employee who's being part of the organization, the employee first table which is getting populated, employee related details is in the center. That is the per all people left. Okay. This is the table. This is the main table per all people have, and this table has multiple sub tables which has been directly connected with this particular, you can say, which has been directly connected with this particular table. And by looking into these names, okay, I just want you to focus and concentrate only these yellow color names. Okay, by looking into this, you can be easily able to understand that, okay, this contains the name of the employee, this contains the address of the employee, this contains the national identifier, this contains whether the employee is disabled, those details are there. If the employee is holding certain visas like US visa, Canada visa, France visa, this will be holding the details about those particular visa. This holds the employee email address details. It holds the employee passport details. It holds the employee religious details. Okay. It holds the employee citizenship details, whether the citizenship of an employee is Indian or he's a American. Okay. It holds the driver license details. If the client is holding some driving license, what are those details? This database should hold all these details in these respective tables. So guys, in the practical life, what has happened? like the business requirement claims that, okay, get me the employee person number, get me the date of joining of the employee, get me the date of birth, get me the gender, get me the first name, last name, get me the religion of the employee, get me the phone number of the employee, get me the email address of the employee, and get me the valid passport details of the employee. Okay. So as a technical developer, your job is that you should need to evaluate the requirement, which columns are required, and then you should need to do your research work to see which table is being offered by Oracle, in which table which data has been available, and how to connect that particular table with the Paral people app. Okay, clear? Fine. So
Yeah, hi, Piyush.
that's how in tomorrow section, when we will be actually learning about building a data model and all, okay, we will be using these queries, understanding and going through the concept of writing the SQL queries using these concepts, okay, and using these practical real-time tables to extract the data, okay. And or other than that, guys, as we said that, okay, we have started with BIP publisher. I request you to just go through. We discuss about there are certain components of BIP report. Okay. I want you to go through with these slides. What are these different components? What are the advantages of the BIP reports? BIP report has an advantage that it can fetch the data from different source, but keep the presentation in one single format. It can give you the provision that the reports once created can be run at any point of time. You can even schedule the report. It can give you the provision that the report, which is supposed to extract the data in Excel format, if required, that the same report can produce the data into CSV format or in the PDF format as well. Okay. Navigation, guys, you already understood that, okay, we should need to log in into the system and go to the report and analytics. And under that, we have gone and click onto the browser catalog. And inside that, we could see two folders, my folder and share folder. Inside that, we have seen different sort of folders. We can create our folder. We can see cut, copy, paste, and all those of functionalities. Okay. In addition to that, what is data model? I have explained very briefly. Tomorrow we will be creating a data model and then only I will be explaining more in detail. But before you come and join me, I want you to go through with this particular slide at very high level and try to read through this particular bookish definition of the data model. Okay, what are the features of data set? That all we have discussed, that data should contain bursting, data set, data link, all those sort of things. Okay. Fine, guys. And we discussed that while learning the data models, we have to learn the data set and we will be creating different type of data sets. Okay. By Oracle, from the tool perspective, these type of data sets has been provided, but all are not applicable into the SAS-based Fusion application. Whatever the things which are available like Excel, CSV, XML, and even SQL, all those four which are more practically used and available in the offering by our server, we will be using those particular data sets. Clear, guys?
One question, Piyush, in
Just
this
a second, I'll take
okay.
your queries. Okay. So let me think.
Can you share this PPT?
Yes, tell me which PPT?
This PPT.
Yes. Yes, guys, what I request you that everyone who has enrolled, please reach out to admin. Okay, all these contents, once the member has been enrolled, all these contents that we have, okay, all these content for all the different technologies, okay, all these different technologies that we will be learning, all the materials will be shared in one drive to entire group in one shot. Okay, so that you should not need to refer and ask for any of the contents again and again. Everything will be provided in one shot only. Okay. Clear, guys?
Hello.
I, yes, Vishal.
Thank you, Piyush. I thought I was talking on mute or something. So,
Vishal, just a second. I'm not getting your voice. Could you please bit louder, and I will also put
Hello?
on my headphones. Just a second. Let me put on my headphones. Just a second.
No problem.
Yes, Vishal.
Sorry, I was thinking so much. So I have one question. Okay, very small question. See, we will create this BI publisher report, but in real life scenario, what happens is a user needs to see whatever report which we will provide them. Okay, so if we create those report, how we are going to provide them the access of this report or a specific user group or something like which happens in our tool,
Yes,
correct?
yes, Vishal, we are at very beginning of the thing. We have not yet started creating the report. All these business scenarios will be covered. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Creating of a report of different ways, then the security of the report, that okay, if you are accessing the report, you should be able to see the details of your subordinate, while if I am accessing the same report, I should see the details of my subordinate, or even the report should be only visible and accessible to you and should not be available and visible to me. All those things are possible. We will be covering all those scenarios.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, Piyush.
Yes, Keshav.
Yeah, actually, whatever the reports we are creating, so we have access, right? Like we have to give permission to some user to that much they can able to access the BIP reports and all. So we need to create a user and assign the role also. So that part is not, I mean that part is not covered in the initial session. So can we expect it will be in the next
Which
session?
initial section?
I mean, from tomorrow, today itself, like user creation and assigning the roles to the user. So that is my concern always.
So, Keshav, that is not actually part of a Fusion technical training, but if you have gone through the demo slide, we have already covered that we are committed to provide you the security console related things as well. How to create a user, how to activate, deactivate the user, all those things will be covered, but it will be covered as per the appropriate time when it is required. Okay.
Okay, Push.
Any
Hello,
other
sir.
questions, guys? Yes, yes, please.
Sir, this is Gautam. Actually, how much is Oracle Fusion will cover in SCM, sir?
HCM means?
SCM, supply chain management,
Yes, so this
will be
particular
covering.
yes, everything it will be covered. This particular training is being designed in such a way that it will not be having a classification from the product family. We will be covering the aspects from the Fusion HCM, Fusion Financial, and Fusion Supply Chain. Okay, as per the best standard practices, the supply chain module has been majorly using to extract the things from the OTBI standpoint, because it requires lot of dashboards to be created. What is the item, what is the invoices, what is the amount which is pending, what are the different suppliers which are overdue or less due, what are the last due dates, all those things will be real time data should be extracted. So in course of OTBI, when we are learning the OTBI, majorly all the business scenarios and the samples and the business case that we will be discussing, that is from the supply chain only. Okay, and rest assured, please note that okay, from a part of the context of the learning, first we will be focusing on, it doesn't matter, like these are the common technology, we will be focusing on to learning the different concepts, and after that we will be creating some sort of assignments and assigning the assignments to you, so that you should be able to create those assignments and having a complete understanding as per your respective tracks, like either from a financial track, HCM track, or supply chain track. Okay,
Okay, sir.
like
Thank you, sir.
if you could see under the BIP folder, in the something like personal biographic information, we have been providing all you these things. Okay, and in this thing we will be providing you a sample requirement document, that how the requirement document either you will be creating or your functional consultant has created this requirement document and handed over to you. Okay, and while the functional document has created for you, you are supposed to refer this document and create a report. It contains all the details. What is the purpose of report? How is the report? what are the exceptions, what are the assumptions, okay, what is the design constraints, okay, what are the parameters, what are the in scope requirement and out scope requirement, okay, what are the parameters that this report will be, what is the columns that we are supposed to extract with from the report, which columns are belonging to which table, okay, out of those tables which is the column type that we are supposed to use, out of those columns type in case you want to apply any transformation logic, all these things will be mentioned majorly in collaboration with the functional consultant. And then how to save this report, where to create the report, what is the name of the report, okay, what is the sub name of the different components of the data model, okay, all these things we will be providing. So this gives you the example and what will be the major test cases that you are supposed to execute. On top of that, based on this requirement, you will be creating your report, writing such sort of queries, okay, whatever the things that we have discussed about SQL, that is not, that is the basic, but using that basic we should be creating a report, writing some major complex queries. So we will be covering creating these queries as well, okay. And guys, the focus will be to learning the technology and not to give you the actual real time your solution, and you must be working into some of the projects in your current assignments. If you are expecting that, okay, every time that you have faced the challenges and we will be providing you the concept or the scenario based on your real time solutions, it might not be possible because the training has been structured in a way that it should need to focus on to majorly all the concepts. But believe me, once you understood the concept and going through with the training schedule, you should be able to resolve your issues at your own. And we will be covering various business scenarios that will give you the insights how to go through, debug, and solve those challenges. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine then. We have just started with this. These are the components. What this is under BIP, this is the components that we have started. Okay. In addition to that, what we have discussed about navigations. In addition to that, we have discussed something about navigate. Under navigation, what we have discussed something about tools. Under tools, we have discussed certain utilities. What are those utilities? We have discussed about set preferences. Under this, I request you to change the language and date and time, date format. Okay. In addition to that, we discuss about schedule processes. Just go to this particular screen. There could be certain processes that has been listed down, marking as completed. Take a note of that particular program. Click on create schedule, search any program and submit it. Okay. We have seen file and import. We have seen one utility called UCM server. Okay. Clear, guys? In addition to that, we have seen one utility is report and analytics. Okay, in report and analytics, we discuss about BIP as major technology. Okay, in that we have discussed about BIP, we discuss about the components. In addition to that, guys, we have briefly discussed about different tables. Okay, we have discuss about databases. Under databases, what we have discussed there is a technology called SQL. Under SQL, we have to focus on the select query. We have discussed about different permutation and combination of select query, and we have discussed about certain tables, some HCM tables that we have discussed. Okay, we will be seeing further what we are seeing. We are seeing writing queries. Okay, we will be writing simple or complex queries pending. Okay, that we will be looking into. In addition to that, guys, tomorrow what we will looking into, we will be seeing into creating these practicals. Okay, for all these components, we will be seeing the practicals tomorrow. Okay, clear, guys? In addition to that, what we have discussed under this, we have discussed my client group. Under my client group, there is something called person management. And under that person management, you are supposed to search the person. And under that, you are supposed to edit different fields and save and edit, save and validate that whatever the contents which you have saved has been saved successful or not. Clear, guys?
Yes, Piyush.
Okay, so guys, this is the methodology, that is what we are following. I will be explaining you the things. I will be walking you through with the PPTs. We will be focusing, as I said, that this is a technical training. It is a complete hands-on training. Okay, 95% of time we will be going into the tools, writing the components, creating the components with the basics, understanding the features, properties, settings, and then we will be covering a business case using those particular features and settings, creating a report or creating an extract or creating a insert sort of bulk data operations in a practical uses. Okay, clear?
Yes,
So
Piyush.
one, in addition to that, I just take more minutes of your time. This all that we are learning, all this is coming into the category, the major category, that is data extraction is the category. This all that we are learning as a part of this particular course curriculum initially, all this comes into the category of the data extraction. Okay, in this data extraction, we are learning one technology called, we have learned the technology called SQL. Okay, then there is something called BIP. In addition to that, in BIP, lot of things that we will be covering. We will be taking next 4 or 5 sessions into BIP only. After that, there is a technology that is OTBI that we are learning. After there is a technology is HCM extract is the technology. Okay, guys. After that, there is a technology is web services. Okay, in that web services, we will be learning some prerequisites of the web services, which is XML and JSON. Okay, mainly it will not take more than 15 minutes to explain, and this will be a you can say blog based of things. I will share some article that you will be looking into. In addition to that, we will be learning type of services, that is a SOAP service and a REST API service. Then we will be learning certain tools. That tools are SOAP UI tool. Okay, and there is one tool called Postman as a tool. We will be learning these things. So the guys, this entire piece will be covered, and entire this piece is related to the data extraction. As part of OTBI, we will be looking into majorly into the supply chain concepts and financial data concepts, the subject areas, the extractions of the data from the financial module. Okay, in this is a specific technology. This specific technology itself is for HCM only, so we will be looking into the HCM extracts only. Okay, and as part of the HCM extract, as part of HCM extract, there is one special technology that is only available to the HCM. Okay, this technology is only available to the HCM, that is fast formulas. Okay, we will be looking into this fast formula as a technology. Once that is done, we will be looking into simpler thing, that is the you can say customization and personalization. Guys, just give me 2 more minutes. I'm giving you a brief that how the structure of this course is being planned and how we will be progressing. Under customization and personalization, we will be learning certain tools to personalize the application. Whatever this application that we are seeing here, right? This is the standard application that has been provided by Oracle. But in case we want to personalize the color, theme, values, icons, okay, size, text, okay, everything that we can personalize. So we will be learning about the personalizations, and doing learning the personalization, there has been tools like Sandbox. There is a tool called user interface text. There is a tool called appearance. There is a tool called structure. There is a tool called page composer or page or application composer. majorly it is called Page Composer. So guys, we will be learning out these particular tools. In addition to that, as you have requested, there is a topic called security. Okay. So guys, security we will be explaining and we will be giving you the demonstration. Everything will be covered. Okay. All concepts of the security will be covered. What we will be covered, we will be creating a user, we will be discussing about user, we will be discussing about existing roles, we will be learning about assigning roles, we will be copy of role. Okay, we will be looking into creating the roles. Okay, all these concepts will be covered, but guys, this particular piece is not within the work profile of a technical consultant. This will be handled by the admin. Okay, so but what we understood, that it is good to have this knowledge, so that is the reason we will be covering all these concepts as well. In addition to that, we will be covering a security as well, security profile. And guys, while we will be working onto the security profile, it is not that only the access, but the access of the components, that which component is being accessed. Suppose you have created a BIP report, this BIP report should be accessible to any one particular user only. So we will be understanding the security in context of these components as well, in context of the BIP or HCM extract as well. Clear guys? Then there is a technology that we will be learning, approval management. Approval management. Okay. In this approval management, we have a concept called transaction console. That tool is called transaction console. In this, we will be learning end to end. We will be having multiple classes, creating a custom approvals for different business transactions. And here we will be focusing on to different business transactions as well. Business transactions like hiring an employee, terminating an employee, changing a phone number, updating the thing, creating an invoice. Okay, all these things we will be seeing from front end, one or two or five different samples, and adding and creating different customizations and approvals. Okay, in addition to that, then it will come data loading. Okay, for data loading, we have the tools like HDL, we have the tool like HSDL. Guys, these two tools are related to the human capital management, and there are tool called FBDI and the tool that is ADFDI. These tools are related to financial or supply chain. And as we have the web services are available into data extraction, similarly there are certain web services which are available into data insertion as well. So we will be seeing the web services that are related to do the data insertion as well. Clear? Clear guys?
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
it what we have today. Okay, we will be starting our sessions tomorrow, more drill down and practical demonstrations. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Guys, request you to please get enrolled and contact the administrator once. Okay, thank you. हाँ जी बताओ.